That hurt.
And to me, it's nauseating. It's absolutely nauseating because
multiple mental health clinicians said that Derek had limited intellectual ability and was not capable of consenting.
Congratulations.
Boom. Right? Change soccer in America forever.
Hella bugs out here. Bro, I can't keep caressing my leg, boy. Trying to get freaky out here.
Your step siblings and also husband and wife.
Yeah, I can't do any of that stuff.
That's right. Yeah, in fact, soccer can crawl up my asshole and die for all I care. And that's what the kids do, but I'm a little older. I like that shirt tucked in.
Who the hell told you that would not be seen on television?
Anal sex is the process of inserting a penis into the anus of another partner.
Oh, shit.
All right, welcome to the Straight Red Card. I am here tonight by my lonesome, except for maybe halftime. I think Brett will stop by. And, you know, he had a big birthday thing today, right? His daughter turned 6. Congratulations to her, to the family, to Brett. I tell you, man, being a dad that's hard work. Sometimes, well, in this case, you know, your daughter only turned 6 once. So Brett had to suck it up and do the right thing. I think he's going to be watching the game on his phone and checking in with us. Well, let me see what you guys are doing. Anyhow, we got the starting 11. Nothing shocking going on here at all. Nothing shocking. Matt Turner, goalkeeper. Chris Richards, along with Tim Ream at center back. You know, Jedi out left. Scally out right. I think maybe the only thing shocking is Adams is starting. Well, my guess is Adams is just going to do, you know, the first half. I think he's going to have a minutes limitation, and then we'll see Musa in the second half come in for him. Yes, so it's just a Derek show tonight, Brian. Just me and you guys, right? And then we got Reyna, McKennie in the midfield. Outright, we got Wea. Out left, we got Pulisic. And down the middle, we got Flo. Now, we just had Lawless go on and do a presentation about how Sargent should start. Well, that's fine, but we don't know how really 100% healthy he is, or, you know, is he 100% fit? So maybe we see Sargent in the last 15, 20 minutes. And maybe Sargent doesn't even come on and play as a striker. Maybe he comes in for Wea. And you put Puppy up top. Maybe Wright comes in the last 15 minutes for Pulisic if we're up, you know, 3-0 and it looks comfortable. Just to give everybody a rest. That's what I'm guessing will happen. But God, I know Sargent hasn't scored since you were potty trained, but he has been scoring at Norwich. It's just been a really long time since he's played for the U.S. men's national team. So it would be nice to get him back in the fold, even if it's the last 15 minutes and we're up 3-4-0 or whatever it is. I think it will be. I hope it will be 3 or 4-0. Now you do have Bolivia coming out in a 5. What did they say? Like 5-4-1. I don't know. We'll see what it really ends up looking like. They say it's a back 3, but I bet you it's going to play like a back 5. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, probably going to be a back 5. Erling Haaland. Yes, I would agree. And we'll see how compact they are. Okay, so there, Leverdad says 3-4-1-2. Yeah, probably going to look a little different from that. Would be my guess. It's going to look like a 5-3, you know. 5-3-2 is what it's going to look like and play like. We shall see. I mean, if they know and they've studied anything about our inability to score against teams that park the bus and bunker, I mean, you would think they would go, yeah, let's just do that and then hit them on the counter. More than likely, you would think that's what they're going to do. Yes, we did get a 10-minute spiel with Greg Berhalter, who amazingly, even in that interview here, about the Reina incident and then, coming back to the team and the transition. We did get a little honesty about, he was a little nervous about it. Well, probably should be. But everybody on the panel agreed that if we get grouped, Greg's got to go because the World Cup coming up is just too damn important. Greg's got to come out and show some sort of progress. So we've got a countdown. This game should start in about 10 minutes. I saw Tack say today on X that if we don't win at least 4-0, he's not going to celebrate. I don't know about 4-0. I think 3-0 will suffice, especially if they're bunkered in. 2-0 might suffice because we have such a hard time scoring goals against bunker teams. And then we really don't have the personnel to score against a bunker team because Balogun is not a sit in the box and get his head on the ball kind of center forward. He's also not over 6 foot, which would be true for Pepe, which would be true for Sargent, which would be true for Haji Wright. So if you're just going to cross it in the box all day because they're playing a low block and you want somebody big enough to get between the two center backs and get their head on it, it's probably not going to be Balogun. So we'll see how much they bunker. How much they bunker will really determine how there need to be changes made at halftime, right? Have to change something at halftime if they're going to go bunker. Are there ways to break down a low block that don't include having a 6'1" center forward? Yeah, sure. But, it's going to take a lot of very delicate passing right through the middle. All right, let me see if I can. You got a Bobby, not Brown, for $1.99. Let's go, boys. I agree. Let's enjoy this game. Let's hope we enjoy the game. We should enjoy this one. This would be one of those ones where it's like, yeah, this should be something I watch. And I just go, yep, we got this one. We're winning. No problems, no pressures, etc. But it might also be a tough. They're really bunkering and they're playing that what ends up looking on defense like a 5-4-1 low block. Yeah, it could be a long night. It really could. All right. Thank you, Bobby, not Brown. So we'll see what happens tonight. The players are at this point coming out, getting ready for, looks like, to come out and do the national anthems. Predictions. I'm predicting a 3-0 win. Just to kind of kick things off. I think that's a respectable win. Bolivia doesn't have any of the normal advantages they have playing at home, mostly the altitude. They have mostly domestic players. There's no Echeverry on the team. They're not horrible, but they are ranked 4th in the world. So I wouldn't expect this to look amazing. But then again, we just had troubles against Trinidad and Tobago, right? First leg took us 80 minutes to figure out how to score. Second leg, Des gets a red card. We lose the game. And then we just battled Jamaica's B team. And we were losing the game until the final dying moments of the game. And that took an own goal by Jamaica for us to tie the game. And then, yes, we handled business in overtime, or extra time. So saying that us coming out and beating a team we're way better than, who are going to play a low block, and just saying it like it's not a big deal and not a problem, I think would probably be a little naive. So I'm not going to do it. Not going to do it. Labradad for $1.99 says, need to move the ball quickly. One touch and hit scenes. Exactly. It's not something that we've shown a lot of capability of doing, unfortunately, and against a low block. And then we also have the added issue that Balogun doesn't really feel that comfortable playing with his back to goal and making those triangle passes that break seams. So we'll see what happens. I think that's probably more of a Josh Sargent thing. He does it a lot with Norwich. It works well at Norwich, but let's see how they come out and play, and then whether or not Greg makes any adjustments. So tonight I'm doing the usual. It is vodka and Canada Dry. And if I miss a super chat, by the way, let me know, because my head will be up, right? I'm going to be watching this game and babbling. I will check down to make sure I don't miss it, but, was that a Bush impression? I don't really have a Bush impression. I have had a scratchy throat for a little while, though, because our shows are going on for 3 hours. And then last night, I went over to dinner with my parents, and, we were up till 11 o'clock shooting the shit. And then I played golf this morning with my mom, and then we watched the Formula One race, a replay, and then I came back home to do this show. And I watched the Germany game, by the way. Germany full crew tying the game in the dying minutes there of that one against a very respectable looking Switzerland team that's played quite well. So maybe, they look really good, Switzerland. Germany looked a little, sketchy in the back throughout the game. Rudiger looked kind of sketchy at times too. So we'll see what happens. This game, yes, is on either Fox or Fox Soccer 1, I believe. Either one will work if you've got it. No, Fox Sports 1. It used to be called Fox Soccer, I believe. Anyhow, Leverta, thank you for the $1.99. Do appreciate it. Now I got to go up there and hide that comment, right? Yeah, hide it. Yeah, you'll notice if this is your first time watching with me that, Brett runs these shows. He does all the clicking, putting all the different slides up and all that jazz. This isn't really my thing. I'm on the show to swear and tell dick jokes. Settings. No, we don't want to change that. What we want to do is share a screen, and here we go. We'll do this. So we'll have this running during the game. Oh, okay. And so it's never really right on time. This little play along where they show you who's got possession and the ball going back, but it's close enough. It should work. And yes, when the whistle is blown, I will give you a countdown so you can try to sync up with me. If you're watching this online, you might be able to do that. I don't know if you're going to be able to do that if you're watching on television. I hate it. Like when I'm 30 seconds ahead, also becomes a problem when other people in the chat are like 10 minutes or 10 seconds ahead and they're going, go! And none of us have seen it yet. So Turner's middle name is Charles. I did not know that. It is on the main Fox, but if you have Fox Sports 1 on your digital platform that's on your TV, you can watch it through that as well. Notice everybody's really hard on Carly Lloyd the other day. She blocked a lot of people. That's not cool. I wish you wouldn't do that. Blocking people for just saying, hey, I think you got that one wrong. Probably not a good use of her time, but what are you going to do? I don't think she blocked me. But I was pretty nice about what I said. Others were not so nice. I saw some pretty nasty ones on there. But you'd think she'd be able to handle that. Look at how Lawless handles that online. He's just fucking hilarious because he's kind of a troll. He wants that kind of attention, right? He's irritating people on purpose. I think I think he does it on purpose. He came on our show and admitted, yes, he does that on purpose. So I can only take him at his word that, irritating people is kind of his thing, and trolling are kind of his things. I think it was Brian. Brian asked, oh wait, Bukata has it here. Let's show that. She said nothing wrong. Pulisic is coming up in that. He's been improving. Why U.S. fans freak out about comments like that is beyond me. Yeah, I didn't really find what she said that crazy. I mean, yeah, she did some name crossover there. All right, the game is underway, and as soon as they get a clock up, I will tell you where it is if you want to sync up. Weah right down the right wing immediately, and the Bolivian goalie has to clear. By the way, don't expect me to know any of the Bolivian players' names. I'm not even going to fake it. All right, cleared by Bolivia. One time back in, I think by Reyna. Way almost gets a piece of that. No, that was Scally that put it back in. All right, I'm at 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, if you want to link up or sync up, I should say. The game is on. We went immediately into attack mode, which is good. Oh, man. Again, already doing some crossing. I think that would have been, I don't know if it would have been offsides or not, because I think it comes off a Bolivian player here. I don't know. I couldn't tell even on the replay. So I don't know if that would have counted had Balogun got on the end of that or not. All right. Let's hide current comment. There we go. Oh, yeah, hit the like button. There's 112 of you here on a weekend, a Sunday, which, I mean, most people would not expect us to be doing a show right now because we do Mondays and Thursdays. But you know what? We've been doing more of these games. So, because it's fun. All right, that's a good through ball to Balogun from Pulisic. All right, looks like a corner. And here we go. Pulisic's going to take the corner. Should Pulisic be taking corners? No. That should be Gio Reyna should be taking the corners. But for whatever reason, Pulisic's just going to keep, they did that one short. Pulisic, go, bam, 1-0. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. It's on. It's on like Donkey Kong. That was so easy. Holy crap, what were Bolivia doing? They just, yeah, go ahead, shoot from the outside of the box. No big deal. And he's pumped up, too. He's pumped up. All right. All right, good. Good, CP. 2 minutes and 20 seconds into the game. Cracker goal. Those of you wanting to get Berhalter fired, that's not going to help your cause probably. Not that I want him fired too, but it's also a realist and realize that's not happening. That was a pretty good shot. It wasn't as much in the corner as it looked on the original. The goalkeeper did get a hand on it. And as the basic rule goes, if you're a goalkeeper, you can get a few fingers on that. Maybe you should have stopped it. But now this F's up Bolivia's whole plan. They were trying to play a low block. Now they really can't sit back and just do that anymore because they need a goal. All right, Tim Ream to Reyna. Reyna sneaky in the midfield. Gets that out to Chris Richards. Gets it out to Scally, who tries to squeeze it to, was that Weah? No, it was McKennie, wasn't it? Adams fouls and doesn't like the fact that he was called for a foul. So, yes, KCV just me today, except for halftime. I believe we will get to see Brett briefly. Brett is at a birthday party for a 6-year-old daughter. And I guess it's all day. Not all day. I mean, at some point it will end. I think it ends late. I don't know. I couldn't get a straight answer. I don't think he's the boss of the party. I think the wife is the one that planned the party. So he's just along for the ride, and he's being a good dad today. All right, they try to shoot on Turner. Turner was ready for that. We are currently 448, 449, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, and 5 minutes if you want to sync up. If you can sync up. Some people can't sync up. Can't pause it. I get it. I get it. Appreciate. Thank you for, thanks to Daniel for thanking me for doing this. Yeah. No problem at all, man. I mean, I'm going to be watching the game anyhow. I might as well call it, right? Might as well call it. Spend some time with you folks. Get your reactions. Okay, so Bolivia playing it back to the goalkeeper now. We are currently 5 minutes, 30 seconds into the game. It doesn't look like Bolivia want to play it out of the back here. Oh, yeah, they are. Okay. Balogun's going to press. The midfield presses behind Balogun. Not extreme or anything. Ream with a second header already. Clearance. Pulisic. Is that a foul? Not sure. Guess it was. Jedi back to Ream. Ream over to Richards. Yeah, Bolivia definitely not playing a low block anymore. It's more of a mid block with a potential press, and they are pressing. Here they come. They are now pressing. Yes, Lou says it's hard to watch with your comments being 10 seconds before I see it. Yeah, Lou, I wish you could pause it. I wish you could. I know some people can't. Brett tried to pause his, so we would be synced up last game. Didn't work. But I get it if that's going to drive you nuts. Don't worry about it. Turn me off. Jacob Ramirez says, I'm busting so many nuts. Oh, okay. Nice. Nice. Can weigh a finish. She tries to get it back to Balogun. It did not get back to Balogun. That could have been goal number 2. Right here within 7. Look at that. Anticipation by Tim Ream. Well done. All right. Pulisic with the ball. Kind of a slippery, not so great pass to Jedi. And back to Tim Ream, who will reset. Get it out wide to Scally. Scally back to Richards. Richards, really a wide open Reyna. Just wide open. Nobody was even on him. Jedi with a cross here, I'm guessing. Yes. Was tried to be pursued by McKennie. He did not get ahead on it. Little chip in there. It falls to Jedi. Jedi chips it into McKennie. Doesn't get there. Man, we're already pummeling them. We are pummeling them right now. Oh, that's true. You could pause the live stream for 10 seconds, right? If you're watching, you just hit pause for 10 seconds. Smart thinking, Daniel Bernal. All right, we're all synced up, says Lou. Okay. Bam. That was a great save by the Bolivian keeper on the replay there. All right, here come Bolivia. That's a chip to their center forward or winger. One of their 2 forwards, I think. They still have possession on our end. Jedi pursuing with help from Pulisic. They do get the cross off, but we are there to stop it. And that's Adams taking the ball forward and advancing it forward. McKennie loses possession on our own end. Not good. Although Adams did kick him a kind of questionable pass. All right. Yeah, we're not messing around. We're dropping back to a 4-5-1 on defense. We're not taking this for granted at all. We're having respect for the opponent. And Bolivia blasts that over. That was a good couple minutes for Bolivia there. And that makes me a little nervous. Jacob Ramirez says, I have you on my tablet and TAC on my phone. I didn't know TAC was doing tonight, but I guess I shouldn't be surprised. For some reason, I thought he was going to some of these games. But then I think he did mention the ticket prices were ridiculous. And so he didn't end up going, more wanting to go or afford to go. I don't know what it was. I think it is just tacked. And then after the game, it's probably going to be Tact and Pete after the game doing their analysis on 11 Yanks. I guess that's typically how they do it. Typically. Thanks to all 128 of you watching right now. I do appreciate it. It's fun hanging out. Turn off comments if you don't want to get spoiled or get to be spoiled or get spoiled by a goal. I get it. Or you can do what Lou did and pause the actual broadcast, live broadcast here for 10 seconds and get on sync with the rest of us. That's okay. Way of staying. Yeah, this time Pulisic does cross it. It does find someone's head. Looked like Reyna. And Reyna could not get the ball down. Hi, Derek. Where is Brett? Brett's at his daughter's birthday. She turned 6. The Chuckster, as we nicknamed her. Chuckster. Reem is sucking? Already? I haven't noticed that. I haven't noticed Reem sucking. Metaphoric sucking? Real sucking? Did he suck someone on the sideline I missed? He's been pretty good so far. Good anticipation, good header clearances. He better have good anticipation. He's an old man. Legs just don't work the way they used to. Okay, so Bolivia back with the possession now. Yeah, I mean, they didn't totally fall apart. They're trying to come back. Hopefully we don't make a mistake in our own end. That's good 1-2 touch passing to get out. I love the quick transition. This is what Brett and I have been talking about on this show for goddamn ever. Once you gain possession from the opponent, make a quick transition. Doesn't have to be an immediate counter, but make sure the transition is quick so they can't get back in defense. Now that what you don't want to do, though, is give the ball away in a silly way. Okay, McKennie out to Balogun first. Bad touch by Balogun. Bad touch. Gave it right back to him. Got him a better touch. Pulisic with a little pressing, but really not much. Kind of falling back almost to a 3-2-1-4 on defense there. Reem up to McKennie, who's not really covered himself in glory so far, McKennie. Oh, good trap by Greg Berhalter there on the sideline. Did you see that? Wow, still got skills. Can you believe it? All right. It's a little too much possession for Bolivia for me. You know, it's not been a long time, but it's longer than I would have suspected after scoring. Oh, Weah taken out in midfield, just totally hammered. But it looks like the Bolivian player got the worst of it, even though I think the foul was called against him. Is McKennie fat? Maybe a little chub, but not fat. Could he be in better shape? Yeah, sure. Was that a foul on Weah? It looks like it is a foul on Weah. I mean, he just hammered the dude. I thought it was the other way around, but on the replay, it's clear it was the other way around. Weah kind of went sideways into him. Wesson just seems so out of it since the Copa Italia final. Yeah, there was some contract shit going on there too that wasn't good. Not going the right way. We're making a lot of sloppy ass passes that needs to be reined in here. Need to be reined in. Some sloppy ass passes. All right. We got possession. We're going to kick it around the horn back here. And Ream's going to make one of his mythical, one of his great switch fields passes. We didn't take advantage of it, but that was on the dime. I think that made it all the way to Weah, out there wide. Now he's got it to, is that McKinney? God damn it, I can't tell. So small, that was Reyna. All right, so Scally rotate. Back to Richards. Adams advances the ball up. Tries to find Reyna. Back to McKinney inside the box. And Bolivia shuts down McKinney at the last second. But that was good build-up. It was fast. Transition was quick. This is what we're looking for. This is what we're looking for. So they've been working on this, obviously, because Weah has been over here with Pulisic on all the corners so far. They did play it short once. And it worked. Pulisic ended up scoring. Let's see if he can get over the first guy's head. Here it comes. It looks like a good one. All right, that was a better cross. Little high, but almost found Weah. Balogun with it. Down the side. Just jukes the Bolivian dude out of his mind. And then the cross is like Shankopotamus. Shankopotamus. Go ahead, Johnny, mute me. See if I care. It's not like you had to tune in, brother. Go ahead. Do what you got to do. All right, so we're currently 16 minutes and 52 seconds in. I'm not quite sure what that was from Balogun. Here's the goal from Pulisic on replay. It's a beauty. It's a beauty. Bolivian did get a couple fingers on that, just didn't have enough juice to knock it out. Daniel asks, Derek, are you sure Greg used to be a hothead? He seems so calm and passive these days. According to a few of his teammates, yes. He was a hothead. He would bang his head on lockers. I can't remember the guy's name. It's public. It's out there, so it's not like a secret. The dude said it on his own podcast. And, he did beat up his wife, kicked her, all that. And Jimmy said he's a real dick to play with. Like, he was never wrong. He was always right. And if something happened, it was always Jimmy's fault and not his fault. And I quote, Greg was kind of a dick to play with. And I quote, that's public too. That's out there. Greg was kind of a dick to play with. All right. Punted her vagina. I don't know if there's a record of her punting her vagina. Believe it, he kicked her in the legs. She kicked him first or hit him first. This is all public too. I just haven't read the report for a little while. But at this point, yes, it's out there. The report is out there in general. I don't know, unless U.S. Soccer took it down. I have no idea if they would have taken that down already or not. Okay, I can't tell you what guest told me this. One of our guests told us that Greg smokes the doobie and that he uses it to calm himself, to sleep, to keep himself calm. Or maybe he doesn't smoke it. He uses, the shit you get, the edibles. The edibles. All right, Bolivia with possession again. Advancing it up the field. Nice through pass that was cut off by Richards. Oh, okay. Let's, there we go. All right, well, just wanted to settle it down for a second here. Bolivia are not sitting back. They're not sitting back. Adults, baby. This is Brian DeMarco. I'm just telling you what somebody who is in the know told me. And since it was off air, so if you guys don't know this, like when people like, well, any of our guests come on the show. After the show ends, we'll hang out with them. Sometimes another half hour. So, and that's, we hung out with Ronaldo before the show. After the show, we hung out with Alexi before the show. After the show. Sometimes we talk about stuff we can't say on the show because they'll lose their jobs, whatever their jobs are. And I'm talking to all of them. And that goes for all the journalists that have been on our shows too. So, I mean, I don't know if it's true. I believe the guy. Something made Greg's hot-headedness chill out. Something did. Outside of him believing he's fucking Socrates, which is what he thinks he is. He thinks he's a real philosopher, a leadership guru. The problem is Greg gets his leadership information from some real corporate nutsacks who are really only leaders in name. Trust me. What do we call it? The immoral conference that he attended and busted the news on Reyna being the player he almost sent home. Everybody knew, anyhow. Reyna with a good pass over to Balogun. Good look. Ooh, shit. Ream saves the day on that with some anticipation because that was a horrible back pass. Adams trying to do too much. Dude, you're not dribbling through all those guys. You're not going to dribble through all those guys. And yeah, now it's a foul. Is it our foul? I think it's a foul for them. I don't know. Wish I could turn on the sound sometimes. But I know it'll bleed through the mic. The leadership, the immoral leadership symposium. Exactly, Fumar. Pshaw, for sure. Adams is putting comically heat on easy passes. Yeah, the passing's not been good. But, I mean, he hasn't played for like forever. So, he's got to be rusty, even though they've had camp, weeks of camp now to knock the rust off. Playing in a game is just sort of a different thing. Okay. Richards with a, I like the fact that he tried to switch fields to Jedi. But there's the difference between Tim Ream and any other center back we have. Tim Ream hits the dudes on dimes. Nobody else. How about that foot mob predicted lineup today? Who saw that? What are they smoking? What are they smoking? That's what I want to know. Jesus, did they watch any of the friendlies? Did they really think Tim Ream wasn't going to start the game? Who at Fat Mob does the predicted starting 11? Because that's bad. And it usually is. And then when they fixed it later, they had Tyler Adams playing center back and Tim Ream playing midfield. Do they pay attention to what they do there? Jesus. Oh, Turner, get that, please. Thank you. You know what? Since we scored, this doesn't look like we're playing the 84th ranked team in the world. This looks like a pretty even Steven game. Really does. I'm not impressed. There was one other real opportunity we've created so far. Unless I missed something, looking down, reading your messages. We have let off the gas, Brian. We have let off the gas. All right, let's see if Pulley can get on the gas. Through pass from Jedi. Oh, McKennie almost got there on it. He's limping. He's limping. Less Twinkies. You won't hurt your ankle. I hate saying that about McKennie, but I mean, he looked so good when he started the Juventus season. He seriously trimmed down. Seriously trimmed down. He looked awesome. Or as the girls say, he looked delectable. Corner kick. Who took that? Reyna? No, was it Pulisic? It's got to be Pulisic, right? They never really showed a close-up that time. All right, Adams has got it. He's fiddling around. Gets it back to, not sure who that is. I mean, I got this huge ass fucking TV. But some of the players, they just look similar to me. I know McKennie's got the bright red shoes on. So does Jedi. That helps. But, you know, when I'm sitting, what am I, like 10 yards, 8 yards from my TV? I guess I could sit closer. But kind of like, I don't know, stepping back. I don't like to have my face pressed against the TV. Oh, someone's down. Somebody got yellow. Fight! Fight! Reyna's injured. Ankle down. Rolling around the ground. Are we going to have a fight here? Adams immediately got up in the dude's face. And that's kind of his role. And you know what? The only guy on our team with the shirt tucked in is McKennie. Did you notice that? Anybody else notice that? Just me? Jedi ain't that guy. Jedi is a CB. Johnny, what are you smoking tonight, brother? I don't have Brett here to help me, like, break down the way you think. This is where we missed Adams. Yeah, we really don't have like a dude who's gonna. I mean, if you piss McKennie off, he will. He can have that attitude too. But you got to piss McKennie off. He's not going to come out with that attitude. USA has not had very much creativity. No, this has been pretty mediocre after the goal. Gio's fine. Seems to be popped up. Lou says he agrees. Yep. He's got the holes in the back of his socks, you know, to let his calves, his giant manly calves, flex and breathe as he runs. A lot of players doing that nowadays. They must be making socks way too tight nowadays. That must be it. A rocket through pass by Chris Richards. Chris Richards, you are not Tim Ream, but you need to work with Tim Ream on those passes. Switching fields, through balls, long balls. Yes, I agree, Benjamin. They've gone from a great start to being quite mediocre, and then Adams just ghosted that ball. He took a swipe at it, didn't even hit it. All right, McKennie playing outright. Adams playing in the gut. Reyna out left. We are pressing now, finally. Pulisic picks that up really quick when it went out of bounds, but did not throw it very quick. Back to Jedi. Jedi back to Turner. Turner to Ream, of course. Ream over to Richards. Johnny, you're being very negative tonight. Number 6 would treat Adams like a bitch. It's not a very nice thing to say about. Oh, boy. And he's down again. Another yellow card. Reyna taken out by Hakeem again. I think that's his name. Hakween. I know none of these Bolivian players at all. I just know what clubs they play with because I went down the list. I'm like, well, never watched that club before, never seen that club, never heard that. I think I've seen some of the clubs. This is good. Balogun with the turn. Quick kick. Jedi's now got it out wide. He gets it to Reyna, who contemplates. This is a great one, too, from Reyna to Pulisic, back to Reyna, and then that final ball sucked. Ball sack. Jedi with some good anticipation, but he gets hammered. Richards over to Ream. Ball's going backwards now. That was better. That was promising. But let's be honest. It hasn't been really good since the goal. Oh, miscommunication, dude. Way in. Scal, you got to have some talking. Got to have some rapping going on. Got to be an exchange of fucking ideas, right? Adams sucks. I'm not scared to say it. Okay. Well, Bournemouth disagree with you. Leeds disagreed with you. Leeds fans did. I don't think he sucks. I think he's got flaws. I think he's got limitations. Adams. He is what he is. He's a destroyer. That's it. As long as you understand that. And there are teams that employ destroyers. Case in point, Heidenheim, who looked like hot garbage without Maloney when he was injured. All right, we're trying to get forward here, trying to make quick attacks. The only thing I would argue is that Adams isn't the guy who's going to generally make that great final third pass. He will destroy your other team. Just as I say that, he totally takes out the Bolivian player, hammers him to the ground. Yeah, that's what he's good at. He's a destroyer. You're on the trying to make a quick transition. Yeah, Adams will just destroy your shit. Here he comes over to destroy. Bam, you out. You out. You on the ground. That counter or that transition is over. But this is not great. This is not great. How are anybody been able to listen to the commentators at the same time? Are they, how are they feeling about this? Hopefully they're not out there caressing the nut and balls, the ball sack of this half, because this has not been good. It's not been good. Wet like Danielle Reyna. When you say wet, are you talking about drugs, baby? Or are you talking about sexual excitement? That's what I got to know, because I'm confused. Man, the pitch looks really wet. It's what Broken Furnace Recordings. Hey, Broken Furnace Recordings. I hope the music world's treating you well. And thank you for the plaudits on my album. I do appreciate that. And yes, my music is better than. By the way, I sent Alexi my music. He liked it a lot. He liked 4 songs. Because remember, we had him on the show. I don't know if we talked about this during the show or after it, but we did a little album exchange. And I said, he's probably a better musician, i.e. technical musician, than I am. Not by much. I'm just a better writer than he is. Let's just be honest. I don't write corny shit. Not that all his stuff's corny, because I don't know a whole lot of it. I have a very limited knowledge. I've listened to like 3 or 4 Lawless songs that he sent me. And I tried to be nice about it. Try to be nice. Try to be nice, right? He's a lot more Hootie and the Blowfish, and I'm a lot more Sonic Youth. Let's just put it that way. Or Pixies. I only want to be with you. I'll pass on that shit. All right. Does he do May Like the Star Spangled Banner or some shit? Like I just said, Broken Furnace, it's more like, all right, Hootie's probably not fair. Here we go. Finish it, Balogun. Oh, lordy, 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 lordy. What is going on there? Great cross by Weah. Balogun's just got to get a toe on that. A toe. A toenail. Now we're seeing some shit. Reyna. Good chip to Weah. What a beauty pass. I think Weah could have taken that down and made a move. And then whatever that junk was from McKenny. What is that junk? Weston. That was J-U-N-K. Junk. Weston not having the best game here. A lot of bad passes. Balogun has been far and away the worst American on the pitch today. It hasn't been good. Has not been good. But listen, not a whole lot of people are playing good right now. This is fairly mediocre across the board, except for Tim Ream has been good out of the back for the most part and reliable and cut off some attacks. Reyna's had some good moments. Pulisic with the goal, of course. That was a beauty. McKenny covering it right back right now, I think. Scally's way up the field. Over to McKenny, who looks like an ant from here on my screen. You know, buy the biggest goddamn screen you can find. These players still look like ants. Is it me, or the television coverage usually have to have had a tighter view on the play than it does now? I think it did. I might be wrong. No, I'm not blaming the last one on Mallow, but I'd like to have seen him be there and get his toe on it. That was doable. All right, here we go. McKenny. This is out to Ballo. Hammer it. What the fucking shit was that? There's some bad communication going on here, and that's just a shot Balogun should have just been selfish and hammered that shit. Oh, yep. Replay of Balogun's attempt at getting to that cross. They're replaying this goal for the 15th time. Yes, Pulisic scored. That's nice. He must be, I don't know who he's cheering to. Is Danielle there? Is Danielle at the game or Dad there? Bro, Pulisic's disappeared. Yeah, I mean, a lot of guys have disappeared since the goal. Like, if you're watching this, you would not think Bolivia is rated 84th or ranked 84th in the world, and that we were ranked 11th. You would think, well, we're winning. We scored. But we haven't dominated this team. They're not our bitches. They don't look like bitches to me. And the weird thing is, they've had to come out of what could have been a low block because they need a goal, which would benefit us even more because they're having to play a little bit more open. But our passing has been so atrocious. We just did it again, by the way. Just lost possession again. for the gazillionth time. I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed. Just not. Not impressive. All right, let's see if I missed anything. Send Palo back to England. Yeah, I mean, listen, I know people are going to agree with this, but I would have started Pepe probably because we're already crossing a lot of balls in, and we need Pepe to get on the end of one of those with his head. I wouldn't have started Sargent like Lawless said because I'm not sure he's fit enough to go any more than 45 minutes at best. But you could have done it, I suppose. And then Lawless, in all his silliness, has Brandon Vasquez as our third best center forward. Hey, man, has no one noticed it? Vasquez totally cooled off after a hot start in Mexico. Yeah. Total cool off. Total cooling off there. And it's not like he's giving you that much more different than Sargent gives you. They're both, Sargent and Vasquez, both good in the air. They're both decent with their back to goal. But I can tell you who's not good with their back to goal. Balogun. Way of trying to figure out a way to get this cross in. Of course, there's nobody really in the box, even if he could get the cross. You got Pulisic hanging way on the left. Balogun, who's 10 yards from him. Nobody's in the middle of the box to receive a cross, even if Weah could have figured out how to get up and cross over. What kind of planning is this? Who's crashing the box? Somebody got to crash the box. Because if Weah crosses that, there's nobody there to get it anyhow. No one. Oh, boy. I can't believe this half is almost over. Oh, look. United States had 61% of the possession. And did what with it? I'd like to see the number of lost passes. Jedi with the steal. Quick transition. Out to Pulley. Pulley clips it back inside. Gets it back to Jedi. Jedi gets it blocked. Throw in Jedi. On the bright side, Derek's getting annoyed. I am. This cannot continue. This is ridiculous. Focus all your hate on Ballo. I'm not focusing hate on anything. I hope the fans boo the team at halftime. Did they boo him when he was announced at the game, Berhalter? Because that's happened in every game I've watched. I had the sound down when he was announced. So did they boo him? I bet you they did. I bet you they did. We'll see if Brett comes on at halftime. Or is this the longest birthday party on the planet? Because it started at noon. The cake's got to be done. Here comes Pulley. Out to Balogun. One move, hit. Bam, goal. One move, bam, goal. He didn't fuck around with it. He made one quick move, bam, and just clocked it. It wasn't even that hard of a shot, as far as speed goes. It wasn't like a burner, but it was perfectly placed in the corner. Johnny says, I'm a prophet. About what? You were just hammering Balogun the whole game, saying he sucks. Or maybe I misunderstood you because I don't have Brett here to interpret your, the shit you say. Bello said, suck it, haters. Yeah. This is how we should be working in transition with Ballo. We should be seeing this a lot more often. So Ballo did not. He actually didn't have to receive that ball with his back turned to goal. He actually could take it on the half turn, make one little diddle, and bam! That's what you would expect from Balogun. All right, here we go. We're up 2-0. This is better. I feel a little better. Now we're on the transition again with Pula taking it up. Reyna going down the left side. Reyna getting it on the left. Tried to make a quick move, but caught by the Bolivian player. That's got to be a relief for Balogun. It's just been such a pain in the ass for him. He's been so frustrated. He's got to be relieved. Alrighty. Pulisic, is he hurt? Or what's going on here? Let's hope not. Hopefully that's just a cramp. Or maybe he pulled a left testicle briefly, but he should be okay. Got some Bolivian fans out there wearing both green and USA colors. See that a lot. See it a lot. Saw a lot of kids in the crowd for the last Mexico game we played against them, waving an American and a Mexican flag. So there's no losing, right? Whoever wins, you're winning. You can root for both teams. I find that difficult to split 50-50 like that. I guess some people can pull it off. Oh, Reyna try to get a little cheeky there. Try to get a little cheeky. All right. Worst 2-0 game ever? I mean, it's not been the most exciting one. Why are we so sloppy, Brian and Marco asked? That's a really good question. I don't know. This has been one of our more sloppy games. Are we drunk? Did we drink too much? Did Greg put edibles in everybody's, bag of gummy bears? But we look a little sloppy. Quite frankly, when Jenny Cush and I hang out, I don't get sloppy. I get more creative. But I guess it could make you sloppy if you're getting overly creative and you're making mistakes. And there we go. It's the end of the half. Okay. No Brett. No Brett yet. We'll see if he can escape from his, the party that's been going on since noon today. I wonder if he's still been able to catch the game on his phone. We don't know the answer to that. I want to thank all the 160 of you out there right now watching along here on a Sunday night. Maybe I can turn this volume up briefly. Just I want to hear what their analysis is. Like, do they think this is really that great? I mean, are they going to spooge all over the walls here at Fox because we're up 2-0 and we didn't really play that well? I think we're going to see Sargent. I think we will see AP 408. I think we will see a little 15 minutes of Sargent. That would be my guess. A little 15-minute, I'm going to mute the commercials for Christ's sake. I really don't think we're going to see LD. Luca De La Torre. I think we're going to see Musa. Although if McKennie keeps playing like this, we might see Luca De La Torre. But I think you're more likely to see Johnny than Luca De La Torre. I think, if, the score goes to 3-0, you might see Haji Wright come in for Pulisic to give him rest. You might see Sargent come in for Weah. And God forbid, you might see Pepe come in for Ballo, just to make sure everybody stays fresh for this tournament. Bolivia does suck. They're 84th in the world. Not that the FIFA rankings are that important, because they're often odd. You read them and you go, how is this? How do their coefficients even work? Because it doesn't even make sense. Yes, they are playing some third-tier Spanish guys and guys that play for teams like Blooming in Bolivia domestically. Now, it should look better than this. We really should be looking better than this. It should look better. I know we're up 2-0, but it should be looking better. Bolivia shouldn't look this competitive. They shouldn't have this many good moments. I know they're going to have a couple, but they had more than a couple. They had some good moments of possession and some good moments of carrying the ball forward. And then we just kept giving the ball to them. Here, have it, guys. Have it back. Have it back. At least we were playing long balls. Yeah. Gio Reyna says, I'm cooking, Derek. Calma. What's Calma? Sounds like a brand of, mussels off the coast of France. Brand of mussels. Heat them up, eat them with some butter. U.S. is looking bad in GG. It's looking bad on GG or players. I mean, something ain't clicking. Like, this is way too many lost possessions, way too many bad passes, way too much sloppiness, really. It's unfortunate. It really is. We text Brett and see if that birthday attending MF can come to the show. Halftime. Halftime, Brett. Halftime, Brett. All right. So, the American fans doing, I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win. I hope not. I hate that. All right, let's see what these guys say.
It's important for the U.S. to impose themselves from the first minute. Mission accomplished as we take in our first.
Oh, God. Mission accomplished. They imposed themselves from the first minute. Okay, I better be deeper thoughts than that. From John, whatever. It's a great goal. I get it. I get it.
His 30th international goal now tied for.
It's a great goal. It's fun.
And can you believe we score off the set piece? Like a quick corner, come inside, and then hits it far post. What a way to start the game. You couldn't ask for a more perfect start. Maybe the keeper could have slid and got a better touch on it, but great goal for Christian.
Yeah, a real bookend type of half where sparks the beginning and the end, and a whole lot of blah in between. I didn't think, people like Weston McKinney had a particularly good half. I didn't think Balogun had a particularly good half until this, and he's there to score goals.
Wallace is right. A lot of players did not have a very good half. This is a game that's in, as he said, bookend. Decent at the beginning, decent in the end. Everything in between, blah sandwich. Blah sandwich. Crowd is awful, no energy. Cosmo, are you there? Chris, Kara Burke says, I love that chant. Call me corny. That's all right. If you want to love it, that's cool. I can live with that. I can live with it. I'm not a fan of it. But then again, I started a supporters group with Indy 11 called the Brickyard Battalion back in 2010. And I did everything I possibly could do to make sure that chant went away. We made up our other chants. We had songs and stuff that people came up with, but that one I can't do the I believe that we will win thing. Goddamn commercial again. I think we need to swap McKinney and Gio. I think that might be one solution. I think the solution you might even see is Johnny in for McKinney, but I don't think it's going to happen until like the 65th. But McKinney, this is not a good game for McKinney. This is one of his more poor games, unfortunately. All right, thanks to the 160 of you here. Make sure you like, subscribe, share it with your grandma on Twitter. We're people on here on Twitter and on, X and YouTube. If you're on X, make sure you give it a thumbs up or whatever. since I'm doing this all by my lonesome, without Brett. No Brett tonight. Should ask Pete to come on. But I think Pete's doing his own thing. Daniel says he's back. I didn't know you left. Jack Pineda. I also think the Balogun should be moved out wide. Yeah, you could try that. I think you could. Tack and Peter saying Wes is looking fat out there. I personally think that after 2 weeks of training, you should look like you used to look at Juve at the beginning of the season when you had a private cook. And listen, I mean, I don't want to sound like one of those haters, but he does look a little chubby. Even my mom said it the last game we watched, which was the Colombia game. I was over for the weekend, and we're watching that. She's like, wow, Wes looks a little heavy. Yeah. Yep. Pete is with tact. You know, Spirit, I'm sure on the show. Yeah, no. I'm sure they're doing something right now. Halftime, spiel, whatever they do. Daniel says Weston is developing lactating man boobs. I think you'd need to prove that they are able to lactate. I believe that takes drugs to make that happen. So, you know, what's the movie? You can milk anything with nipples. Can you milk me, Greg? Nah, I don't think so. Pete is with tack, but I'm with the straight Riz card. Rez is in, you know, that shit that you clean out your bong with and then make sure you don't waste it. That kind of Rez. I appreciate it. Derek wearing the Army PT shirt is bringing me back 10 years when I was in the Army. Yeah. So my dad has a bunch of these, and some of them were too big for him because as he's gotten older, he's a smaller mammal. So my mom gave them to me because they fit me because I'm a large mammal. Yes, my dad served in the Army for, from 18 to 51, 52, somewhere around there. Full bird colonel, fought in Vietnam, 2 tours, flying helicopters, became an armor guy, drove tanks, mostly M60s for most of his career. Of course, ended up commanding a battalion M1 tanks near the end of his career. And then he worked for, what was his job? I can't remember the official name of it. But his job was preparedness for the whole state of Indiana, for the National Guard and, the weekend warrior guys. So only my mom is German, Jacob. Only my mom is German. My dad met my mom in Berlin. Although my dad speaks pretty fluent German too. I'm the only idiot that has a hard time with it sometimes. I can understand it. I just can't speak it sometimes. Like, let's say I get really drunk. Sentence structure fucks me up. And it's been years. Wes eating too much Chipotle. Yeah. What sector was he stationed at in Vietnam? I-Corps, 2-Corps? I don't know the answer to that. He flew helicopters. I think the second tour, he was not the private helicopter pilot, but like the helicopter pilot for General Smith. His first tour sucked. First tour was horrible. That's flying, dropping guys off, so they can go to do some attacking somewhere, and then you fly back in and pick them up, the wounded and the dead and the survivors. Flying around helicopters with a bunch of dead guys in the back of your helicopter that you're taking back to base covered with lime so they don't stink up. the back of your helicopter and make you vomit while you're flying. That kind of first tour. Second tour was better. And that's really, how my dad started a career. General Smith, who was a 3-star, basically took my dad under his wing. And so he went to Officers Candidate School. He's not a West Point graduate, which was rare back, pretty rare, to not be a military school candidate from somewhere. My dad wasn't. And yet he made it. So there you go. I flew a Huey gunship one time. Epic experience. That is what my dad flew too, the Huey. He was a Huey pilot. Yeah, he'd have that, dude in the back with the mounted gun. And they, provide cover when they landed to drop off troops. I've heard many a story. They're pretty horrible. Pretty horrible. So, all right. So commercial's still on. Haven't really heard anything as Lala said, it was a good moment at the beginning and then a whole lot of blah. And then at the end, there was a good thing. But other than that, a whole lot of blah so far in this game. Never hitch a ride on a helicopter, unfortunately. Only helicopter I have been in was the Apache. When it first came out, I would have been 13, I think. And they had one. We were living in West Point at the time. My dad was teaching at West Point. They brought one to the marching fields. And all of the people on base could come and check it out. And then they had a pilot who would allow you sit in the gunner seat with the helmet on, and they would take you up and just kind of hover around a little, and they'd take you back down. And they did that all day with the kids. So I went up and I wore the helmet, and my mom has an old 8mm of me in the gunner seat because, I was a little scared. I was in there going up, but so wherever your head aimed, right, with the helmet was locked in with the gun. So I was keeping my eye on my mom. So the whole time the turret was like pointed straight at my mom as she filmed me going up and coming back down or whatever it was. Anyhow, crazy times. All right, players back on the field. Players back on the field. Dove for men. We're doing commercials here. Yeah, John, that was pretty cool to do as a kid. I also got to ride in the Abrams, the M60, the Bradley. I got to ride in them all. It was kind of cool. Gatling gun, 3,000 rounds a minute. Yeah, no kidding. Musa is in. All right. Who's Musa in for? Tyler Adams. Okay. That was a correct prediction at the beginning of the game then that I made. Not to spank myself off or anything, but I kind of thought that might happen, that we'd get 45 of Tyler and then get Musa as his replacement. There you go. McKenny ate too much pasta in Italy. Pasta's fabulous. So I can understand the affliction. Let's see if we can put another goal in, seal this baby up. But more than anything, I'd just like us to look like we're the dominant ass team for a good stretch of the game. By the way, Brett, no show up at halftime. No even reply to text at halftime. That must be one hell of a party for a 6-year-old to go on till 7 p.m. at night. I think it could be relatives are over too. So he has to do dinner with them. Totally understandable. Sorry, Brett. Didn't mean to bust your balls. 4-0 would be great. Yeah, Brian and Marco. It's a raging 6-year-old party. The first half, our boys seemed like they forgot to toss one off before the match. Yeah, broken first. Don't you think? No, they always say you're not supposed to toss one off before the match because it'll make you tired. I'm not sure I really believe that. Daniel says, I love Brett. Yeah. I mean, we're practically brothers. We've known each other for so fucking long. Been doing this damn show together for so long. With that 6-year break in between, of course. So that's sometimes why we have arguments on the show that sound like we're brothers. You know. But trust me, it's okay. We're going to be all right. When we have those fights, people type things like, look, mommy and daddy are fighting. It's all right. Usually we don't, though. Usually we don't. All right, so here we go. Bolivia in possession. If your timer's all fucked up or whatever since then, I'm at 45, 49, 45, 50, 45, 51, 45, 52, 45, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, and 46 even, if you want to time that up. All right. Look at Jedi go. Look at Jedi go. Cross, no one there. No one home. No one home. No one home. Who's that a foul on? Somebody fouled somebody. Some upset American fans going, hey, what's going on here? Who did the foul, man? What is this fucking setup, says Brian DeMarco. Angel Soto says, stepbrothers? No, not that kind of. We're not that close. Brother's definitely from a different mother. And a different father. I've never met Brett's parents. Brett has met my parents. But Brett's parents live further away. Like literally, Brett lives 3 minutes from where my parents live. In Noblesville. Like literally 3 minutes. So he's been over for dinner. Why is the Italian ref doing a Copa America game? There was an Argentinian doing a Euros game today. Maybe they just flip-flop. Who knows? Look at Pulisic. He's just going to, I thought they were going to take him out there, but no. Pulisic's just going to dribble the shit all the way up and shoot it. And he tried. Weah chasing it down off the block. Who's that back to? Reyna. Weah trying to find somebody, finds Chris Richards. He's just going to get it to Ream, because apparently Ream is the only one that can make long-distance passes on a dime. Back to Richards. Richards with a horrible through ball and giveaway. Like, what, are you blind? Did you not see that guy? Did you not see him? McKennie gets a yellow. He looks like he's taking a poop. Derek, what's your prediction of the Uruguay-Panama game? Uruguay all day. I mean, I'd like to think Panama has a chance, but then they just lost to Paraguay in a friendly. Panama. So it's hard for me to believe they're going to have a chance against Uruguay. Be cool if they did. I mean, I'm all CONCACAF, right? I'm rooting for all the CONCACAF teams. You might say, well, why? Because, the better our region does, and hopefully our region continues to get better and not worse. Like Mexico has gotten so much worse. It's not good for us because we're forced to play these teams continuously. So they better be better, because if they're not, we're not going to get better. We're not going to get better. But now, we're forced to play CONCACAF teams on the regular, constantly. We got Nations League. We got Gold Cup. We got friendlies against them, too. Weah hammers this wide. TV movie actor died dead at 56? It's probably something I don't even know. Taylor Wiley, Hawaii 5-0, actor dead at 56. I used to watch Hawaii 5-0. They have a picture of him? Oh, he's the Hawaiian guy. Yeah, I watched it as a kid. I don't remember Taylor Wiley. But R.I.P., buddy. R.I.P. Mexico looked like shit yesterday. Yes, they were lucky to get that win. Lucky. That offsides call saved their ass. I like the fact that Weah hammered it. If he would have just got it on goal, make the keeper try to make a save, you get a deflection. Pulisic gets trapped, gives away a ball in the final third. Bolivia with a hammer. It got slightly blocked. Turner gets it, but that gets blocked in the wrong direction. That could be scary. Could be scary. Was that Ballo who did that hammer, Lou? Is that what you're saying? That was Ballo hammering that? I thought it was Weah, but I could be wrong. Again, even with a goddamn giant screen, the way they film this nowadays, everybody looks like ants. Scally with the stop. Scally up to Weah. Weah up to Ballo. Ballo gets mauled. Uh-oh. He looks, he's not really injured, I don't think. All right. So it was Ballo, is that what we're saying? Matt Turner looked shaky there. Yeah, and it was a dribbler. That's one you should just pick up. No problem. Kind of a questionable pass by Richard to Ream when he was covered, but Ream handled it. Here we go. Quick transition. Let's see if McKennie can make an actual good pass here. Up the field. Back to McKennie. McKennie trying to penetrate. McKennie penetrated. Gets it all the way to Weah. Weah to Balogun. Go! USA. Great quick exchanges. Oh, no. Offsides? Offsides, apparently. Apparently offsides. Let's see where it is. Let's see where that offsides happens. McKennie gets yanked, too. Yeah. Yeah, it's Weah. He's slightly off. That's too bad. I think Balogun wants them to look at this on VAR. And I think they are. And I think they're going to find that they were correct. It was offsides. Yep. Okay. All right. That 3-0 would have been nice. And the one time Ballo scored from across, too, says Daniel. Yeah. Yeah. He doesn't get on the end of a lot of those. He's much better through the lanes. And playing it half turn, not back turned. Okay, let's see what we do now. Bolivia just tapping it around their backfield. They get it out wide. They clip it up the field. Where is Jedi? Ream has to cover for Jedi. Jedi then clears it. Back to Bolivia. Oh, boy. And they kick it wide. If you told me this is the 84th ranked team in the world, I would be like, wow. They don't look like it against the United States. I gotta throw this away. Shitty ass lighter. Yeah, got a new one. All right. Where are we? Bolivia starting to have slightly more success. Yes. More aggressive, too. Yep. Hey, they got a corner. This is the guy got a set piece. This is scary. I think that was Tim Ream on the end of that, clearing it. Could have been Reyna. Hard to tell. It's a big blob of humans. All right, Bolivia with possession. slowing it down, see if they can't find a way through. I mean, they're playing competently. Turner with the catch from the long, inaccurate pass. What do you think, Derek? How you liking the U.S. men's national team on this game so far? Alex, not very impressed. A great moment at the beginning of the first half and a great moment at the end of the second half. Everything else was fairly mediocre. And now it looks like somebody three-stooged the Tim Ream in the eyeballs. Because he's got something in his eye. Something's in Tim Ream's eye. He got poked. Poked. He's all right. He's up. He's fine. All right, what do we got going on here? What is this? What? Throw in. Bolivia. Okay. And they're throwing it very nicely to Turner. I guess that's kind of how they do it nowadays, right? Ream lost a contact? Ream hurting. The ref must be a Juve fan. Not allowed to talk about Ream. Why, Johnny? Why? Does that word sound offensive to you? Have you been reamed before? Some people like a good reaming, Johnny. Oh, boy. And then Ream fucks up on that clearance. Not good. Jedi comes back to help. Looks like things are fine. But this is a pretty long stretch of Bolivia fucking around with the ball on our end. Chip. Jedi stops it, but it ends up to Bolivia's feet. Anyhow, they're going to cross it. It's covered by 3 defenders. Good steal. Here comes Reyna with Pulisic after a good steal. Reyna's going to chip it up to him. Great pass by Reyna. Right on Pulisic's feet. Fucking 50 yards. Pulisic with through ball to McKennie. McKennie tries to find Ballo. Nothing there. Nothing to it. Just, yeah. Lack of control there. Germans smell, says Johnny. Like what? Bratwurst? Is that what you're saying? Pepe, more goals than Ballo and Sargent combined, says Placata. Technically true. Technically. Brian DeMarco says, God damn it, man. Can only imagine that's how you said it. You might have said it different, but I doubt it. You might have said it like, God damn it, man. But more than likely you said, God damn it, man. More likely. You can let me know if I'm getting that accurate. What a pass from Gio. Brilliant. Yeah, that was a great pass. A 50-yard, 40-yard, just drop it straight on Pulisic's feet. Little popper by Reyna over to Chris Richards. Not sure I'm a fan of that because Chris Richards just got his fucking shit lit up and stolen. Come on, boys. This is sloppy shit. This is not going to work against Uruguay. This sloppy shit will be punished by Uruguay. Man, it's like we got our collective heads up our asses tonight. Sloppy as fuck. All right, Pulisic, 1-on-1, as he's been doing all night, just burning motherfuckers left and right. Good save by the goalie. Where got hit in the nutsack? What's up? He got hit somewhere. Pulisic almost single-handedly scored a goal there. And apparently that's what we need because a lot of guys playing sloppy tonight. A lot of guys playing sloppy. Quite sloppy. Melon. Hit him in his melon. His melons. Where's Melon? His melons would be his man marbles. I guess the melon would be the head, right? Right. Nice defense by Musa covering Richards' ass. Yeah, for sure. What the fuck is Richards even thinking? What is he doing? I didn't like the pass from Reyna to begin with, but then you advance it right into the other. What are you going to do? Dribble by that guy? I don't think so. You're just putting yourself at risk, dude. Don't do it, Chris. Chris, don't do it. Don't put yourself at risk. Reem to Musa. Back out to Jedi. Jedi with switch fields pass. Badass, Jedi. Scally tries to go offensive. Going offensive, and then he took a dive. But he got hit. That's a foul. He got hit. All right, thanks to all 165 of you watching the line with me tonight without Brett. Make sure you like, subscribe, share with your grandma and your stepsister. Especially your stepsister. She's going to find this game riveting. Absolutely riveting. Does Richards know we are in the white kits? He's turning into a liability. Yeah, that was bad. It's quite bad. Brian DeMarco says, honestly, hot take, but Skelly should be an option over a healthy Des if we were playing defensively. Yeah, if we're going to play defensively, I can see that. But I do love what Des brings on the offense. That threat. It's kind of hard to trash it, right? Or throw it away or keep it on the sidelines. But it's not something we're going to have to worry about for a while. That's going to take a long time to get healthy. It's going to be a while. Richards over to Scally. Scally. Oh, a dummy by Weah. But it didn't work. Reyna with a good header on defense. But Bolivia back with the possession again. Is it me or has Bolivia had more possession this half? Do we know? Derek, wait a minute. Is your TV on? Yes, it is. I am currently at the 62nd minute. 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 60, 62, 32, 62, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, and 40 if you want to sync up. Right. Pulisic, big brothering Reyna from the free kick is embarrassing. Did I miss it? I must have been looking at you guys when that happened. Header by Richards. McKennie out to Scally. Scally trying to take it upfield. Wins a throw in. Game ain't over. No, technically it is not over. Technically it is not. The media, says Daniel, is going to really hype up GGG. It's a genius after this game. Not if they're fair. They weren't hyping it up at halftime. They better be fair. All right. Pepe warming up. Pepe warming up. No Sargent. No Sargent. Might see Sargent out on one of the wings later. Joe Scally, 89 appearances with Borussia Mönchengladbach. Okay, that's helpful for a casual. Of course, the casual is going to read that and go, Borussia Mönchengladbach, blah, blah. The hell's that? Oh, it's a team in Germany. It's called Borussia Mönchengladbach. Borussia who? Gladbach? What? Reyna gets clipped. What are you glad about? No, it's the name of the team, Borussia Mönchengladbach. Okay. I love Bach. I think Bach's a great musician. Am I going to call every single one of the subs? I said Pepe was going to. No, I said Sargent was going to come in for Balogun, didn't I? No. I said Sargent was going to come out wide. Pepe's going to come in for center forward. I don't know. I don't remember. You guys hold me accountable. Balogun does not look happy. And it is actually not McKenny coming out. It is Reyna coming out for Johnny, which I totally disagree with. I think McKenny, this is one of the worst games I've ever seen him play. He looks okay. It's like that one time that Ballo came off like bitching and moaning at Greg, right? It's not as bad as that. By the way, 5th week in a row. Lay, lady, lay across my big brass bed. Still in my head. Earworm. What's that worst earworm you've ever had? Now, I actually like that song. But after a while, it does get old. Why, Musa? That's not the... There you go. Now you found the right pass. Second time asking. Jedi! Oh, Peppy! Oh, my God. How is that not a goal? Jedi, you deserve an assist for that. Ay. Peppy, you just got to get a toenail on that. Little pinky toe. Wasn't it Adams who did the whole article interview about Greg? Great thing about Greg is we never talk about soccer. You know, he's always talking to me about my kids. Never talk about soccer? Really? That's kind of weird. I mean, he must mean when they have personal calls with one another and break out the lube. Hey, Greg. What's up? Hey, Tyler. How are your kids, Tyler? They're great, Greg. They're wonderful. I'm so excited to be talking to you. Yeah. Same here, man. You know what I just read? What, Greg, would you read? Herman Melville. Which one? Moby Dick, of course. Oh, I love Moby Dick. Had Moby Dick in one of my crosswords recently. I haven't read the whole book, though. It's a lot of detail in that book. Yeah, Tyler. I mean, every time somebody poops, sneezes, or takes a shit, it's in that book. That's why it's so thick. Just imagine the conversations. All right, let's see if we can get another one, guys. Scally with the cross. That's out to Pulley for a one-time, and he can't get it down. And that's what happens when you take too much Viagra. After 4 hours, you need to see a clinician, however, if you can't get it down after 4 hours. I think that's the 4-hour mark. This is a really good look by Scally, though. You know, I think Pulley could have knocked it down to Pepe, possibly. But I get the idea of just going for it, too. Sometimes you want to be a little greedy, right? Hat trick. Hat tricks are nice. All righty. Bolivia back on the ball. I mean, they need to get going, dude. I mean, it's 68 minutes. Bolivia need to get moving here. Wow, what a horrible pass by their center back. Straight to Pulisic. Like, hey, Christian, you want a ball? Here you go. Oh, big tackle. Big tackle on somebody, Way, I think. Or McKenny, I can't tell. Our throw in. Scally back to Johnny. Johnny back to Tim Ream. Ream over to back to Johnny. Good through ball to Pepe. Can he finish it? Good defense. Corner kick. All right. That's a little better. It's better than it was for good stretches where Bolivia had the possession. Oh, I forgot to put Canada dry on that shot. Oh my. I didn't expect it. If I knew it, if I expected it, I wouldn't have had a problem. But that's not what I expected. And it's not the best vodka either, by the way. All right. Almost a breakaway for Bolivia, but saved by, couldn't see. It looked like I could have been Scally saving the day there. Argument going on here. What are y'all smoking? Balogun had a whole full half to show something. Balogun didn't shit on top. On top of what? I think that's a red card, a straight red card if you take a shit somewhere on the field. Just like a straight red. Offensive behavior, red card. Yeah, dude. You're not supposed to squat on the field and take a shit. That's ban Ballo, says Johnny. Pepe is not a kid. No, he's not really a kid anymore. Not anymore. All right, finish this show. Couldn't quite squeeze through the gap. That's what she said. All right, Ream with the control. Looking like a center defensive midfielder right there. Musa just scurrying around. Gets it back to, of course, Tim Ream. Tim Ream. He's looking over. And he's going to do the weigh ball. And he found him. So did Weah switch sides with Pulley, or are they overloading that side? Overloading. Ream with the chip through. McKenny loses possession. Yep, you got it. You got it back. All right, we're just going to settle in, it looks like here. Going to kick it around the shoehorn. We'd like to do that. Chris Richards with another absolute horrible ball. And giveaway and now counter for Bolivia. This shit's got to stop. And a shot and slap. Turner fell on the ground. He probably didn't even get on the ground to pick that up, right? Daryl DK and the cadaver ligaments carrying around all 200 pounds of his overweight ass. I'm not sure I'd say that he's overweight. But yeah, his ligaments are definitely made of spaghetti. They are definitely made of spaghetti. No doubt. Laughing out loud, lawless cosplay? Am I missing something? Richard slides Musa a really questionable pass in a very tight space, and Musa almost gets out of it, but gets fouled. Hey, whoever called Luca De La Torre getting on this pitch is going to be right. It's going to be right. Coming in for McKenny, more than likely. That would be my guess. It's McKenny. It's got to be McKenny. Doesn't make any sense otherwise. And this is just not one of McKenny's better games. As a former goalkeeper, Lou Kutry says, the last save by Turner is what a keeper is supposed to do when it comes low like that. I know. Trust me. I know. Unfortunately, state finals. Yeah, ball, when the goalkeeper didn't bend over like that or get on the ground like that, he just bent over to pick it up. It hit a tuft of grass. Bounced over his hands, through his legs. And we lost the game. We'd have lost the game anyhow. It was Ballard. They were just a better team. But on the way home from the state finals, the goalkeeper, Aaron Cush, I think he cried in the bus the whole way home. Really, It's an embarrassing mistake, but really not something he should have taken that, personally on himself. He beat himself up about that. He was a great goalkeeper, Aaron Cush. I don't know what he did in college. I think he played some college soccer, but he's a great goalie and a great athlete. Luca De La Torre would start for Spain. No, he would not. Why do you make contradicting comments? Now, Luca De La Torre, Johnny, you're saying has been embarrassing and nobody cares. Like, those are contradicting comments. But maybe you're not talking to me. I don't get Juve's issues with Weston. It's more of a money thing. They're trying to make a few monies, make a few bucks. That's mostly. They just don't have the money to go out and doing a whole lot of spending, so it's easier to do barter, right? Hey, we'll give you this guy if you give us that guy, right? I don't think there's really a problem necessarily. It's just that Weston wants more salary. And they simply are saying, we can't afford it. And so we'd rather, get rid of you. I'm sure it'll get fixed. Suppose the rumor is it'll get fixed by June 31st. Or June 30th, my bad. There is no June 31st, for Christ's sake. He got too bulky at the end. He's a little bulky now. He looked great at the beginning of the season. Brett and I were saying, wow, this is the healthiest and thinnest McKennie's ever looked. And, I know 29 tells us all the time. We have Diego on. He's like, yeah, it's just kind of, he's not naturally big boned or whatever. I get it. Some people are. Some people are. All right, LTT, Luca De La Torre in for McKennie. Thanks to all 178 of you who are here. Appreciate it. Brettless show. Brettless. On a Sunday. We don't do shows on Sundays typically. So the fact that 170 of you found us, I do appreciate that. Monday shows have been crazy, though. I think we got up to almost 500 people on the Monday show recently. I know that's not a lot for Pete or Tact, but we're a niche show. We're niche. We're not just, straight up coverage of soccer. We do all kinds of other bits too. They're not really bits. We talk about all kinds of other topics and subjects, not soccer related. We call it fluff. We call it the fluff part of the show. Come on, Pulisic, get on the end of that. He did clear this, clean it up. Oh no. Pepe's he's gonna be just devastated. He missed that. He's gonna be devastated. Just a big opportunity to score a goal there. All he had to do is keep it low. And I think those were Pepe's parents there. They showed on the screen. He kicked it anywhere but the keeper. You would have had a goal. He kicked it straight at the keeper. Lou says, when I have an itch, I scratch it. Yeah. Do you think most people know what the word niche means? I think they do. Niche audience. I mean, soccer is a niche topic to begin with in this country. If we decide to do a political show, it'd be complex, but because we would take it in we'd take a total philosophical view of covering politics. That's quite different than the dogma spewed all over mainstream media. Because Politics should be about life, right? It should be existential. And sometimes that is a giveaway, Tim Ream. That was your worst moment tonight. I don't know if Bolivia's going to be able to make us pay, but you know who's going to make us pay for those mistakes? Uruguay. That's who's going to make us pay for this, all the sloppy shit tonight. Now, to be fair to Tim Ream, that's one of his first sloppy ass shit. But can you live stream the presidential debate? Nah. Daniel, I'd love to. But if we became a political show, it would be complex. Based on my history, especially. Being an insider for a while and getting the fuck out when it was getting ugly. Just like, nope, sorry. I'm an independent now. Right? But yeah, you don't want to look at Lawless, you know. I mean, he gets hammered for his political shit. And I already get hammered for my soccer shit. I don't need to get hammered for politics too, you know? And nobody knows what those are. And I'd rather it stay that way for now. Someday, I'll talk about politics. But it's not simple, by the way. It's not simple as anybody thinks. All right, come on, guys. Let's go. A lot of people for politics is just black or white. That's not real life. That's not what politics is. Okay? Brett's not on the show. This is Derek, Daniel. Derek the Barbarian. I was a lifelong Democrat. I switched to independent probably, it's a number of years ago. I ran as a Democrat too. I worked for a Democratic administration in Bloomington. But, you know, that used to be the party of the working class. Not so much anymore, unfortunately. But not getting into that any further. We're watching U.S. soccer. That's just and it's public. You could have found that about me anyhow. If you just Googled me, you would have found that out. So I might as well just let you know, So I'm not going to do politics. Politics is complex in reality and tough to cover, like, in a fair, like if you knew the inside stuff, if you knew all the blood and guts of it, a lot of people don't know how ugly it is. It's so ugly. It's really gross, actually. And if you knew how much people on either side of the aisle could care less about you, could actually care fucking little about you at all, they do not care, then you would be like, I understand why it's complex. The stories I could tell. Not going to tell them, though. Anyhow, back to the game. It's still 2-0. Why aren't we up more than this? Right? Why aren't we up more? Yeah, Timbo Slice is a Democrat in Monroe County, Bloomington. Yeah, when I lived there for almost my whole life. Yeah, not a surprise, is it? It's not a surprise. You can find it online. So me lying about it would be stupid. But I am a registered independent now. And I have lots of different thoughts on where things need to go from here. Not that they're going to happen. Kind of locked into the two-party system, guys. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. Let's get another goal. Let's get 2 goals. So Tack can celebrate. Because he's not going to celebrate unless we score 4 goals. And we only got 6 minutes to do it. And this has not been good, generally. It's been better since the subs came in, I have to say. Or as Greg calls them, Greg likes to call them the solutions. Solutions. We don't really call them subs. Subs. They're solutions. When they come on the field, they're solutions. You don't need to register with a party in every state. In Indiana, you can register as an independent. Tim Ream clips it accidentally out of bounds. This has just not been in any way impressive. In just any way. So when you register in Indiana as an independent, you don't register for the independent party. You're registering literally as an independent. Like, I'm not with them, and I'm not with them. And when you go in, and they read it, they say, which ballot do you want to vote on for, let's say, primaries? You pick one. Which I think is, a little weird that they ask you that. You should just be able to pick one up. Shouldn't be a guy asking me, all right, well, you're an independent, so do you want to vote in the Republican primary or the Democratic primary? They just said, here, click one of these boxes and we'll go. But like in public, to be asking me which, ballot I want to vote, primary ballot I want to vote in? It's none of anybody's business what ballot I want to vote on, honestly. That shit used to be, back in the day, that shit used to be private. It's my business. Nobody gets to know who I vote for and why. But now, guess not. Green, Libertarian, it said there's an independent. There are many independent parties. None of them have really evolved to the point of being relevant. The closest in my day, way back when, would have been Ross Perot, getting at one point in a poll 28% of the vote. That's about the biggest independent ever in my lifetime. Just Googled you, Derek. Nice house. Do you have central AC? I don't live in Bloomington anymore. I moved to Indianapolis. I'm actually in Fishers. And so I sold a couple houses, sold all my cars, got divorced, moved here to be closer to my parents. So I'm in Indy now, and I love it. I'm in the Indy area, and I can love it. I really do. I really do. Perot is how Clinton won the split. That is true. Perot did help Clinton get elected versus the older Bush, who was a lot smarter than the younger Bush. A lot. I'm not a big fan of that whole Bush era in general, but I do say the older Bush was smarter than the younger Bush. I think we're pretty much can all resign to the fact that actually it was Dick Cheney and his crew that ran shit while George Bush Jr. was president. And then we got what was it called? The path for the American future from out of that think tank, that neocon think tank. Yeah, that was great. Then we invaded a country, Iraq, that had nothing to do with 9/11. Pretty crazy. Crazy stuff, man. Crazy stuff. Aronson doing some good work. But are we going to get another goal? They were both George Bush. Yeah, that's why I say George Bush Jr., George Bush Sr., right? The crazy thing, some say the Socialist Party or even the Libertarian Party. Oh, that's got to be in. No! Oh, my God, another point-blank miss? Was that Pepe again? Oh, the problem with, let's talk about the Libertarian Party recently. The guy that won the nomination isn't even a libertarian. I don't know how that happens. It's confusing. A lot of work for independent parties to actually make a dent in this country. That is for sure. A long ways to go. Long ways. A lot of work. And the two-party system, the way it's set up right now, doesn't really allow that to be a viable option. Like I said, Perot was the closest thing we got. About Derek has worked with nonprofits for over 20 years. He has worked as a director of South Central March of Times. Yeah, I also did formally consult corporations and businesses. Yes, I did. And I'm actually doing it now, too. So, yes, this is true. All those things are true. Fumar says, now things are so polarized. They absolutely are. To the point of that it's not even realistic. It's so polarized. And it's mostly rhetoric and dogma. It's not real. It's dogma. If you want to argue against somebody, you should actually have a really good argument about why they're bad or worse or whatever. But a lot of times that's not what you get. You get a lot of dogma, rhetoric. I mean, that's really because of our media is completely disintegrated into a mess, because it's not about getting the story right. It's really about getting the story out first. That's actually all media. That's soccer media too. It's not about getting it right, but it is always about a sucking up to the establishment, whatever that is. Like in soccer, we know who that is, right? You got to suck up. All right, that should have been goal number 3. Pepe should have 2 goals in this game. He's got to be hammering himself right now. Oh, now he's down. Pepe's down. Who got the yellow? Yeah, it wasn't that nasty, but I get it. It was a tough tackle. Tough tackle. KG Sports says, remember when the president election was labeled the fight for the middle? Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah. Yep. Kind of. Of course, the middle today, yeah, that would be considered. I think most people even think Bill Maher is a right-winger these days. But he claims, of course, he is just a traditional liberal, which I think is considered kind of right-wing these days. I don't know. To some. Not everybody believes that. Some believe that. It's just, things are different now. Not going to get into it. Why do I keep dragged into these political conversations? I let myself into this, didn't I? I opened myself up to this commentary. All right. Libertarians are just conservatives who like to smoke dope. Kind of. I mean, that's one angle of it for sure. You know, the weirdest thing when I ran Bloomington Restorations in Bloomington is that the college students abandoned preservation because they didn't believe in single family homes anymore. They thought we should all live in this super dense apartment world. And, you know, Bloomington Restorations was about saving historical homes. And then we would work with the state we would sell those homes, single family homes, to low income families. Like that was that's what we did. And then the left came out against us. It was so weird. We don't believe in single family homes. It's like, what? And fuck your whole program for low income family housing. Like, what? Yeah, they should all be living in apartments. Nobody should have a single family home. And that's just like, what? What are we talking about? You guys were our allies for like years. What's going on here? Yeah, it was a weird thing, weird transition. We actually had more libertarians supporting us than we did, you know, these college students. It was crazy stuff. Anyhow, parties change, you know, things change. So, kind of weird. Derek is also a spokesperson for Dick's Mayonnaise. Oh, man, Dick's Mayonnaise. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty crazy. I meant Duke's. I screwed that up. It's Duke's Mayonnaise. Duke's Mayonnaise is superb. All right, let's listen to what these Peckerwoods say after the game. And when I say Peckerwoods, I don't mean that in a nasty way. Obviously, Lawless has been on our show, so we don't have anything against Lexi, like, as a person. Like, I wouldn't consider him to be. He was very nice on our show. We had a lot of good arguments. We had debates. We had conversation. He was fine. You know, it was fine.
Yeah, second half.
Even after all the shit I said about him, which we worked out prior to him coming on the show. It's like, all right, so you heard me say this about you? No. What'd you say? I said this. He's like, it's all right. I've heard worse. Turns out Lawless has definitely heard worse. My criticism is probably low grade compared to what he gets on a day-to-day basis on X. Daniel says you make good money there. I have many times in my life. And other times, no. It's been a roller coaster. You know, when you work for nonprofits, you're not going to get paid a whole lot of money. But it's something I've been pretty dedicated to my whole life. I work for the March of Dimes because my ex-wife and I lost a baby. So that's how we first connected with the March of Dimes. And I was there for 4.5 years before COVID killed us off. COVID killed us off because we raised money through galas, runs, golf tournaments, walks, and everything was shut down. We couldn't raise money. So they closed down, I think, 15 of 50 states, and Indiana was one of them. So unfortunately, I had to move on. I had to shut down the office. I had to fire a bunch of people. That sucked. Fire them, let them go. But I will say this about March Dimes. They did a great job in making sure we got those bonus payments because they made it very clear in the documentation they gave us that we lost our jobs, or the people that lost their jobs lost them because of COVID. Because otherwise that would have never happened. Because we were doing great, actually, before that. So the final possession stats are only 60-40. That's it. Wow. Bolivia totally caught up with us because it was closer to 70-30 in the first half.
Establishing that early, that they are together, even against others that might be critical from the outside, I think that's important. I think you saw some of that in the game today.
I mean, other positives, good to see Tyler Adams.
Tack's not going to be happy because it's not 4-0.
But the more he's in there, the better this team is with his leadership and what he brings to the team. Like you said, would like to see a little bit more from Gino today. They did create 2 yellow cards. Dribble past players.
Okay. I'm just waiting for them to say. So Dempsey's talking right now.
Yeah, you just saw Matt smiling his 25th career shutout. Rob Stone.
Conche says, hey, Derek, I'm watching from Ireland. My telly's not working, so I'm keeping in touch with you. Thanks, Conche.
Absolutely. I think, I've seen it.
Welcome from Ireland.
I think, coming off
Sorry your telly's broken.
He's built that confidence, and I feel like he's.
For Americans, that means television, although I'm sure most of you know that. It doesn't matter the argument. My side is always right, and you are not. It's a lot of that these days. Make you scared of them. Yeah. They're taking your jobs. They're indoctrinating kids. There's a lot of that going on. There's a lot of this and them and they. And it's a lot more complicated than that, though. God, now I do wish I had a political show because I wish I could talk about it. Because I do know the deep underbelly. Oh, well. You guys are going nuts out here now. A draw would have been a disaster. Who cares about Tack? He's a troll. Come on, man. He trolls on X on purpose, though. Come on. He does. That's on purpose. You should know that. He tries to aggravate people on purpose.
The NBA playoffs much as you can't just have one star to be successful. You need two. And with soccer, you need more than 2 stars to be successful. Who's going to surround himself around Christian? Because you're right. He has taken the mantle. He is the leader. Tyler Adams, as he continues to get healthy, I think he's going to be another one of those absolute rock.
Tyler Adams had a
goal and assist.
Not a great game.
The match, and Jenny Tapp caught up with him moments ago.
Oh, they're going to interview Pulisic.
Obviously, the early goal helped us a lot. And,
All around a pretty dominant performance? I don't think so. I thought it was okay at best, mediocre at worst. GGG. Conche, I'm so sorry for you. Says Brian DeMarco. Yeah, sorry about your telly. Pepe missing things I would have made. Yeah, that should be this. I mean, you know, we got tacked, won in a 4-0 game. Should have been a 4-0 game. Pepe missed 2 point-blank shots. I'm just surprised we didn't see any Josh Sargent.
So Christian Pulisic, the 6th U.S. men's national team player with 30 goals, the second youngest to hit.
Well, it's a win, folks, I guess, right? As what does Pete say? But in the end of the day, we got the 3 points, right? Why would Tyler be played first half? You have to break down a team, then bring in Destroyer second half, same amount of minutes played. I agree. That would have made more sense to me too, but I don't think in this particular case, we were worried about Bolivia getting any goals just coming out. I think we were pretty much focused on, we're just going to win the game. They're not going to really be a threat. But then it turned out, they weren't necessarily pussyfooting around. They didn't look that intimidated by us, honestly. And that first half was a bookend, as Lala said. I'd agree with him. It was a great moment at the beginning and a great moment in the end, and everything else was pretty much blah, mediocre, not great. A lot of sloppy-ass play. Sloppy shit going on tonight. I don't even know if you can blame that on Greg. That just seems like guys didn't show up with their brain screwed on, with their head screwed on straight. Jackie D says, so do we root for a Panama upset? No. Well, you mean against Uruguay? Yeah, I'm going to root for CONCACAF. I am. I'll do it. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Beer and 6-packs. Panama draw against Uruguay. You think so? Well, see, I think that I'd like to see that. Not sure that's going to really happen, though. I think that's kind of a pipe dream, really. Because Panama just tied Paraguay in a friendly. I mean, that doesn't mean a whole lot, but everyone will take 3 from Bolivia, including Panama. I would agree with that. I think Panama will beat Bolivia, too. I'm just sad that we didn't look better. Like, we didn't look like the ultimate dominant ass team. Like, we're like 70-30 possession with like 52 shots on goal or something like that. Okay, I'm being excessive, but you get the point. I would have liked to see us dominate. Panama on now. How to CONCACAF proper. Yeah, maybe so. Panama draw would be better than a Panama win. It gives us room to draw them if we play bad. By the way, thanks to all now 200 and some of you watching now. Appreciate that. On a Sunday night at 8:04. No Brett. Brett's apparently still having a birthday party for a 6-year-old at 8:04. All right, Brett, I'm busting your balls now. I am busting your balls. It's 8:04. That's her bedtime. She's got school. No school tomorrow, right? That's right. It's summer. I would have liked to seen 10. Thank you, Daniel. We love you, Derek. Thank you, Daniel. We appreciate that. I would have liked to see some Sargent tonight. Like, just give him 10 minutes. Have him come on for way up. But I think we used up all our subs. Brett is probably blitz. You're probably absolutely right. He is probably completely shit-faced. You're absolutely right. Absolutely. I can only imagine having a party that started at 12 for a 6-year-old, having a bunch of other 6-year-olds come over. And, you got to do the birthday cake thing and all that. And then, when my kids had their birthday party, we had family come over. We'd have the birthday cake and party would go on for a few hours. We'd have some games, maybe, throw up a piñata, have some kids hammer it or whatever. And then it's over. And you go, it's over. It's done. It's like a 3-hour party, right? 3-4 hours max. This party's been going on for 8 hours. 8 hours. 8 hours, Brett. All right. Peralta remembers Weston from the Mexico Nations League, and that's why he's higher than Reyna. He smokes more weed than Reyna? Get out. I think Greg smokes more weed than both of them. Honestly. I think he does. So we got the next game coming up, which is Uruguay. Oh, wait. Interviewing Jedi.
It feels to come away after this performance. It felt like you guys had been together for so long to finally get out there, get the win, get the 3 points.
Yeah, we were itching to go. It's been 4 weeks in camp nearly.
Itching to go.
For a lot of us, it's been hard training. Going from a disappointing result against Colombia and then a better performance against Brazil, we were just itching to start this process.
Itching to start.
Getting also a win to start with, massive for us. Build the confidence, show we're here to win, here to play, and it puts us in good stead for the next game.
What did Greg tell you that he wanted?
What did Greg tell you?
There were so many clear moments
he
where
wanted
you were
tonight.
pushing forward, so involved
Let's
in the
see.
attack as well. What did he want to see from you, and did you deliver?
For me specifically, helping out, like I said, helping out in the attack, getting forward, making runs in behind, supporting Christian when he's on the ball, obviously making him overlaps as well. I felt like I helped the team. I could have had a few assists if Pepe fancied it. So,
he did say I could add a couple of assists if Pepe would have punted him in.
We'll take the positives from this and move on.
I think that's our feeling as well. 2-0 should have been a little bit higher.
Should have been higher than 2-0. Yeah. I mean, Pepe's got to be kicking himself for missing those point blankers. Rob Stone just used the word building block. Fuck off, dude. No. Can we stop using metaphors like this? They're completely irrelevant and they don't matter. You could call it, instead of building blocks, you could call them steps, or you could call them pieces of crap piled on top of each other. You could call them mouse turds. We're collectively building one layer on top of the other. I'm so sick of hearing this bullshit dogma crap, metaphoric horse crap. You can't be better than this. Read more Melville. Read more Poe. Seriously, read some books. Come up with some better metaphors. Well, these are building blocks for the future. These are building blocks towards World Cup 2026. Don't jack that shit on a wall. Seriously.
I'm not so sure.
Yeah, they're playing the highlights. Oh, that was Weah who crushed that ball out wide and missed. And then Ballo was running at the far post and didn't finish it. Oh, yeah, Pulisic was the best player on the pitch. No problem. Easy. I mean, he almost knocked the goalkeeper over with that kick, that save.
And we talk about substitutes coming on.
66 minute.
Pepe's been really
Great cross by Jedi. Pepe just.
This one. He's definitely going to want this one back.
Oh, my goodness. How'd he miss that? I mean, even if you have to slide into that to get it on frame, you do it. And now Pulisic into Pepe. Oh my God. Pepe's going to have nightmares tonight. He really is going to have nightmares.
Pepe with a slew of opportunities, including this one in the 81st. There we go.
Another one. That was a good save, Bo, by the keeper. Who is this dude dressed as Alexi Lalas in the crowd? Oh my God.
Guess who's up next for another opportunity? We got Pepe again, and this one was an absolute sitter.
Metaphor for a drink. I mean,
No, then the floodgates open up the next
plenty.
one, hopefully.
So frustrating for Pepe, great day for Pulisic. The States get the win 2-0. Take a look at our standings. Again, only one game in the books here from Group C.
Okay, so yeah, +2, 3 points. We're about to watch Panama, Uruguay, and see how that turns out.
On Fox, Panama and Uruguay. Here's Weston McKinney with our Jenny.
Oh, Wes is going to talk to us. Look,
Well, Weston, thank you so much for.
you had a bad game. You look a little plump. Wes, comments, please. Comments.
For a while now, what was your opinion on what you guys put on the pitch?
No, I think we maximized the opportunity. Like you said, we've been building up for it for a long time, not just the past 3 weeks, but since the cycle started. For big moments like this, and we stress a lot. It's better to do it together. And we experienced the loss in the World Cup, and we wanted to come in here and you never know when that next opportunity to play a big tournament like this is. So we just wanted to cherish the moment, give everything we have, put everything that we learned from the past, and get a win. So hopefully that can continue into the next game.
Oh, generality central on that answer.
Feeling okay? I mean, what happened there?
I banged my foot. I twisted my ankle. But Christian Sports right after, so it was fine. It was good.
Hey, there's CCV. Fatmob had him starting tonight.
Here at AT&T Stadium with this crowd.
Yeah, Fatmob. Those guys.
I spoke earlier in an earlier interview.
They have Pepe starting too.
Having big stadiums and
Then they got confused.
filling it out and whatnot.
They fixed it. But then they had Ream playing center midfield, and they had
Dallas really showed out tonight, so
Adams playing center back.
it's always good to be home and play.
Who runs that site?
Great start. Thank you.
So next up for the U.S. at this.
For as much as Fatmob is used,
In Atlanta, 5 Eastern live on
and they get
Fox.
wrong.
The 15-time champs Uruguay.
What's going on? Who runs that site?
Uruguay, Panama, coming up in under an hour here on Fox. We just interviewed Weston McKinney. His number 78 minutes, 43 touches.
Brilliant lads, Fatmob.
Passes. How would you rate him tonight?
Brilliant.
Maybe a C+ at times.
I'm scared to think what will happen to our defense once we move on from Tim Ream. Yeah, after watching CCV against Colombia, I'm a little concerned myself. CB is definitely the weakest position we've got. Weakest.
And again, the competition in this game, it's almost not fair.
Antonio Banderas says he's digging. He's digging Carly Lloyd's pantsuits.
At times, but if he's not there fit up here and in
I haven't seen the whole, I just see the top. So I don't know how it matches with the bottom.
Box to box. And on set pieces, he's getting on the end of things. Normally, that's what you were used to seeing, especially during World Cup qualifying and in big games. And tonight, we didn't get that.
Yeah, he's the energy guy. At times, you even say he's the heartbeat, right? That he's got such great charisma. We haven't seen much of it. Let's talk about the forwards. We had a player.
Okay, so this isn't all positive. They're not like just whipping out their,
The second goal. How did you assess his play and
their glockenspiels
Yeah, I mean, he had good
and
moments where
spewing
he
it,
pulled the ball up,
jizz all over the wall here.
getting into the box, trying to get in dangerous positions, but he also had
They're being critical. A little.
Do like a Ozil pass where he bounced it off the ground into a runner in the box, but I thought he was dangerous. I thought he can make chances for himself in here. Look, he's confident enough to take it on his left foot through the defender's leg, go far post.
It was a good one touch by Balogun. And bam. Didn't play around. Didn't mess around.
And I think, Clint, you and I know, I mean, sometimes you may not have the best performance, but you need to get a goal in the back of the net just to boost that confidence. And
Yeah, he needed the goal. Balogun needed the goal to gain confidence. I'll agree with Carly there.
Yeah, but what I like about him is he does get chances. But here on that last play, you got to hit it hard and low to the corners here. You got to get it on frame. He's going to come back thinking, I could have had a hat trick. And then you either got to go
Oh, yeah. Pepe could have had a hat trick, no doubt.
So it's a frustrating night for him, but the thing
Yeah.
is, he is hungry. Now, what I like about him is when he comes off the bench, he's emptying the clip. He's going to get shots off.
Yeah, but somebody coming off the bench in this moment for this U.S. men's national team, there's an opportunity right there in the palm of your hand.
Well, Brian, as you well know, Brooks is
He's licking his chops.
done. We reported why here. You know what the reasons are. But yeah, Brooks could technically have been another Ream, or at least a backup for Ream, or at least an option for Ream. Let's say Ream pulls the left testicle. Who's the other guy who can make those cross-field dime passes other than Ream? Nobody. We don't have anybody. Look at Richards made 3 horrible passes in this game. Like his head was up his asshole. The only guy that can make switchfield passes like that outside of Ream that we got at center back and hit it on a dime on a regular basis is John Brooks. But John Brooks did something he could never apologize enough for to Greg, and it's over, people. It's over. So Gio was good today, says Bemmy. He was pretty good. I would say it's not horrible or mediocre. I thought he had some good moments. Drummy and Blade says we still need John Anthony Brooks. Yeah, okay. So just to sum it up, Honduras game, he's taken out at halftime. He blows a fuse, Brooks is, when he's yanked at halftime during that Honduras qualifying game. Blows it. Fuse completely at Berhalter. Front of the whole team. Reports are threw a shoe at a locker that was nearby Berhalter or whatever. Anyhow, bottom line is that was it. It's over. It was over since then, and that's where we're at. So there will not be a John Brooks ever to play on this team as long as Greg Berhalter is the manager. Period. End of story. Sorry. It doesn't really matter how much time he gets at whatever clubs he eventually ends up after Hoffenheim. But let's say he starts every game for that team and plays well. He's not going to make this team as long as Triple G is the manager. That's just a reality. And as my chant says, Brooks is not getting any younger either. Although, the good news for Brooks is he's always going to be younger than Tim Ream, right? I don't get that still. Get over your fucking ego. It was a bad moment. Yeah, but it's not just Greg either. It was the leadership committee that also, I'm just telling you shit I know. And this is fucking fact. The leadership committee didn't want Brooks around either. Okay? I can't tell you how I know this. I just am telling you I know it. It's not just Berhalter. It's also the leadership committee. The leadership, whatever group Greg calls that. Right? They felt he was overbearing and bossy and aggressive and trying to assume a leadership role he hadn't earned or whatever. There are lots of different words that were used. Okay? And Greg wanted to build a leadership community that was more utopia. We all sing Kumbaya together. We hold hands. If necessary, we jerk each other off before bed if we haven't had a good night. Whatever it is. So that's kind of John Brooks' attitude issues or anger weren't accepted by the team. So I don't know exactly who was on the leadership committee at the time as well. I know a couple of them, but I don't know all of them that were on the committee at the time. So this is just not Greg. And the fact that he got thrown on last on the whatever 120-man roster, I don't remember what it was, prior to this, as an afterthought. You knew it was an afterthought because everybody else was in fucking alphabetic order. Everyone, except for John Brooks. who was like the last player on the list, added outside of alphabetical order just to shut their fuckers up. Just to shut them up. To say, see, John Brooks made our list as our 15th center back on our list. See, we care. We're still looking at him. This isn't personal. Yeah, it is personal. Personal for many members of the team. Personal for Greg, etc. Okay, so it's just a reality. What else we got? We're going to do another 10, and then we're going to call it a night because I'm going to watch this game and not call this game. All right. I need a break. My voice is going out. It's been however long we've been on here. 2 hours and 35 minutes. We'll go another 10. And usually when Brett's on, when Brett's on, it's, he talks too. So it relieves my voice. I have been lubricating with the Canada Dry and vodka, but it doesn't work. So if you got any last minute questions, you got to get in. Get them in. Super chat that shit if you can. Just to close out the night and give me a boner. All right. I'm just kidding, of course. Bredos is a shill. What did he say now, Fumar? What did he say? What did he say? We've had Bredos. We've had Max on the show. Here's the thing. He does work for MLS, right? Right? He works for them. So he's supposed to show? For them, at least. Fumar, wait. Broken Furnace says, do you get hangovers, Derek? I do not. I don't. I'm a pro. Not that I've never had a hangover, but it's been a long time. Brooks had balls to stand up to Berhalter, says Fumar. Yes. They say Adams motivates, but he grew up. Oh, shit. That's going way too fast. Let me crawl back up there. They say, Brian and Marcus says, they say Adams motivates, but he grew up with them. They need a crazy, aggressive older dude who does not give a fuck and wants to win no matter what. I mean, I guess Ream is that guy. I don't think Ream cares that much about like the hierarchy or anything. But I also realize that Ream knows he's not going to be wearing the captain's armband. So Jedi Robinson had a great game, and Scally wasn't too bad either. I give them both passing grades. But, on the whole, Dreamy and Blades, I think we're all expecting a little more dominance tonight. A little more dominance. It's like, when you're walking your dog, right? And it's a big-ass goddamn dog. And you let him loose in the dog walking park. And some little fucking shit chihuahua comes up to him. And you're like, oh, he's going to fuck that chihuahua up. That chihuahua better not even get in his face. But then he's intimidated by the chihuahua. Or it's an equal battle or close to an equal battle of intimidation between a giant dog and a chihuahua. Not calling Bolivia chihuahuas, but, ranking-wise, 84 versus 11, this should be something we dominate. We should be clearly the better team on the pitch. I think we were, but I don't know how clear it was. I don't know how dominant it really was, honestly. I thought it was a game that we won, that we could have won by a whole lot, but for long stretches of the game, Bolivia were very competitive. They were very competitive. So give them credit, or we were very sloppy. And that first half was super sloppy. Super sloppy. It was like a bukkake. It was sloppy, right? Okay. Let's see what else we got here. Going down. Let's see if I can find. I can't wait for tomorrow's show, says Daniel. Yeah, Brett will be on. we'll discuss it again. It'll sound repetitive probably for me, but there's all kinds of other shit to cover too, though, that's going on. So lots of rumors, lots of transfer rumors for us to discuss. What is the new stepsister advice for this quarter? I forget what the girl says in this new intro. She says they are step siblings and they are husband and wife. And guess what? In this particular circumstance, Luxia, both of the parents are supportive of their relationship. They both met each other when they were in their teens, late teens, and then married in their 20s because both of their parents met each other. So nothing wrong with that. Absolutely not. And I think it's great to see the father and the mother be like, what you going to do? They love each other. We support it. They're not related. They're not actually related. So it shouldn't matter. Who takes over for Richards if he rotates the next game against Panama? He's not going to rotate, I don't think. I really don't. I don't think he has much faith in the other center backs, to be honest with you. So I don't think that's going to happen. Is Richards starting to play himself off the team? I don't think so. I think they're going to go ahead and continue to let him make errors as long as they don't cost the team goals. I don't think that... But yeah, I mean, some absolutely horrible sloppy passes by Chris Richards today. Really bad. One of his worst passing games so far. Nobody on this roster will confront GGG like Bradley Jones did to Jurgen. He instilled that culture. GGG instilled in a different culture. Yeah, GGG's instilled in a culture where he's the philosopher king. It's a little different. I think he looks at most of the team and thinks those are kids. Those are kids. Brooks is probably brusque. Help me out on that, Fumar. I don't know what the hell that means. GGG played Jedi the way he should play. Today, yeah. But that's how German comes across. Okay, yeah. Well, okay. If you're talking about Germans and the way they come across when they're upset, yes, it can come off pretty harsh. I know. Trust me, I know. So we go balls out against Panama and rest the starting 11 against Uruguay? I don't think so, Daniel. I think Greg wants to win. We'll see. Like New Yorkers seem rude, but they're really just brisk. Okay. I have relatives, lots of them that are New Yorkers. They live on Long Island. Are they brusque? Are they harsh? Are they loud? Yeah, they can be all that. I think the problem with them mostly is they're very self-involved. Russians too, yeah, they can come off harsh. I watched Adams since he was a teen, and he's always been a great spokesman for the system. Yeah. Yes, he has. Brian, no, I don't get your perspective. Adams is that guy on this team. We're not the 2018 squad filled with hitty misers who had the grit and no real football skill. Adams is the least technical. He's not extremely technical, right? I agree with that. There's a long line of players Berhalter excommunicated based on his ego. This is true. There are more. It's not just Brooks. There are guys that will never, ever get a chance again. Dwayne Holmes, definitely another one. Matt Miazga, probably no, ever. Even if, Matt Miazga's named, Defender of the Year in MLS. Oh, you got them all listed. Hoppy, Holmes, Miazga, Odasawi. Fumer's got them all. Although Odasawi did it to himself, let's be honest. You did it to yourself, my friend. Adams was sloppy, not passing to Gio often and taking the ball himself. Some of that going on tonight for sure. It was the turd's wife after a night with Berhalter's boys. The German blowback for JK and not qualifying for 2018. Is the new intro some of your handiwork? Did you do it? Yes, I did. That's my intro. I do the intros. I create the intros, except for the Tuberville countdown. That's by Grant Tuberville. Great artist, great guy. I think he's helped us on some other things too, put together intros like that. But I think Brett took them all together, rounded them up, and put a countdown on them. So give credit to Brett for that. Let's see. Scrolling down. Brusque, typical German, short, abrasive. Yes, being half German and having German relatives, I can say that's generally true for the older generation. Not as generally true with the younger generation, but yes, Germans are direct. Listen, you work for a German and they got no complaints, you're doing a good job because you're not going to get compliments. That's just how that is. So, abrasive and short, but they get confused for bad people. That's probably me too. I would imagine between Brett and I am the reason there are people that watch this show and go, I don't like that guy. He's kind of nasty. He's kind of a mean guy, or he's too abrasive or he's too aggressive or whatever. That's all comes down to the fact that I was raised by a German mother. I grew up in Germany for long periods of good chunks of my life. I was pretty close to my German family, and there's a big chunk of culture that I get from that. And yeah, we're like, you always knew when everybody was up in the morning when I was in Germany and they were eating their Birchen and their cold cuts. You always knew it because you couldn't sleep through that shit. They're loud. They're abrasive. German's a loud sounding language, So, it is what it is. By the way, Scotland lost today. And Scotland hasn't been, I told me and my mom were texting back and forth. She's like, Scotland's awful. Like, yeah, they haven't been good since the 80s, since Stevie played for them. So, yeah. Derek, you should hide behind animation and those same folks would find you quirky. I don't think so. Thoughts on the Germany game today? I thought that Switzerland was really great. I think they were really great. And Germany were lucky to come out with a tie, honestly. Even my mom was texting me and saying, actually, damn. She's like, Switzerland are good. I'm like, yeah, they're pretty damn good. I like Derek because he's abrasive. Thank you, Daniel. I appreciate that. Listen, this prickly character doesn't work with everybody. I notice it least works with probably the youngest of the youngest generations out there right now. And so, in work situations, I've always tried to temper it. I am a prickly character, and I try to temper it because I don't want to hurt, I don't want people to get bruised emotionally. But I think it's fun to have fun in life, and that means being who you are and just having a good time, man. I think that's important. Imagine if MLS Lifer is demanding an apology from Gio. Grant Xhaka, top quality. Yes. Yeah. He and Akanji were good. Yeah. Very impressed with Switzerland. I think they deserve to win that game today. So the fact they lost, sad. Scotland needs to stick with rugby. There was a time and day when Stevie and his crew were around with Scotland back in the 80s when, there was actual hope that Scotland could actually produce something in a World Cup or a major tournament. And even they didn't I think they didn't live up to their own expectations. And then you had Craig Burley through the 90s, and that team didn't live really up to their own expectations. And at this point, some of those guys just given up, flat out given up on Scotland, just giving up. Like, Never going to happen. We're just never going to have that generation again. I understand that. I really do. All right. We're coming down to the final moments. I want to thank everybody who showed up tonight. All the super chats were cool. There weren't a lot, but there was enough. There was enough, you know, because I do this for fun. I don't, it's not just for the super chats. Whatever comes in a bonus for that, fine. It's fucking great. Sorry that Brett was completely occupied the whole. No halftime, no after the game. Because, as somebody mentioned, he's probably totally fucking shit-faced. Totally shit-faced at this point. That's probably where I would be, too, if I were at a 8-hour party for a 6-year-old. I definitely would be shit-faced. There's no doubt about it. I want to thank everybody that showed up tonight. Make sure you like and subscribe before you leave. If you're on X, make sure you give it the thumbs up. We will be back tomorrow night to talk about, I don't know, the same shit, the future, the next lineup, the next roster, the next 11. Your stepsister, is she hot? Is she not? Does it matter? It's just taboo. Do it. All right. We'll see you guys soon. Have a good night. Love you.